everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a mini critique of Hollie's shop, Hollie and Boo, and it's a shop with baby clothes and baby accessories, so let's get right into it. So I apologise in advance if my dog barks or you hear thunder outside. It's been a crazy few days of weather, and if you're in the UK, which you probably are, well obviously you are, Hollie, I apologise in advance if you hear her barking. She's 18 months old, my dog, and she's not been through many thunderstorms, so she still feels the need to bark at the thunder and the lightning to try and scare it off. So we like to, keep her entertained as much as we can through storms. So let's get right into it. So straight off the bat, I can tell that your shop is directed at mamas. Now, you've been on Etsy since 2019. I've just scrolled down and your first review is the 24th of May. So amazing amount of sales for that amount of time. Fantastic. I'm going to be nosy and I'm going to see what has sold for you. Oh, look at these pictures. Amazing. So I think it was this order. So you must have been on Etsy since probably April. Am I right? Pop in the comments below. So this amount of sales is amazing. Well done. I'm so proud of you. That's fantastic. And you've got fantastic reviews as well. So straight off the bat, you have a logo, or I assume this is your logo here. Now, this picture and this picture should be completely different. This picture needs to be the face that people see as if they were walking into your physical store. So as if they were walking into your shop and seeing your smiling face, welcoming them into your store. Sorry about that, I just had to stop because my dog was playing with a bottle. Honestly, whoever said dogs are better than kids, yeah, they haven't met my dog. So, as I was saying, this picture here should be a picture of your smiling face, the same face that would welcome people into your shop when you have your own shop. This is the same here. So this has to be the sign above your shop. Now, I'm not always a fan of putting anything other than something that really explains your branding up here. So I can see you've got your socials here. Obviously, this isn't a clickable link, but you do have socials further down in your shop. So what I would say is I'd head to Canva and maybe just try and make a banner that attracts your target market. Now, I can see that you're not using the Etsy Plus layout, which I do recommend. I know it's an investment, but they do give you all sorts of perks like promoted listings, and they give you, I'm not sure if it's 5 or 10 free listings, but anyway, they give you other perks, which basically only makes it cost around £5 to £6 a month as of recording this. But also what it gives you is it gives you a big picture here and 4 little ones sort of next to it. So with that as well is it also gives you a scrollable bar up here. Now what's the word for it? Slideshow. So it gives you a slideshow up here. So this would be perfect for having like your first picture as your branded sign above your door, and then you could put pictures like this in there to really get people sucked into your shop, or not just people, put your perfect target market sucked into your shop. Now obviously your target market is mum, so you want to immediately draw them in with your banners up here. So just, if you're not using the Etsy Plus, just make sure that, always keep in your mind that this has got to be the sign above your door. Now you've got your tagline here. Etsy calls this a tagline, but really what this is this has to be an SEO optimized little description of your shop. So make sure that you research the keywords that are going in here. Head to Google, head to, Google's probably the best place, but also Pinterest as well. Just make sure that you are putting in keywords that you want to rank for, or again, that your target market is searching when they're looking for your shop. The same goes for featured items, is that these items here are like the window display in your shop. So new items go here, items that are sort of Christmas items at Christmas time, Easter items at Easter time. very season specific items go here. So just make sure that you are always updating these items here. You might hear some paper flapping around. I have made some notes on your shop, so I'm just going to go back to those as I go. I'm just going to scroll all the way down to your, where are they? Shop updates, that's what I'm looking for. I'm not sure if I'm missing them or if you haven't got any or something like that. But if you go onto the Etsy app and you go under marketing and social media, you can actually put an Etsy shop update in there. Now what that means is that these 23 people that have admired your shop, that have favorited your shop, when you post a shop update, which I recommend at least once or twice a week, is that your picture that you posted will then go onto their Etsy homepage. So essentially your shop will be brought up to the top of their attention. So they'll go, oh yeah, I remember this shop, I like this shop, let's see what else they have to sell or what else they have to offer me. So shop updates is a really key thing that not a lot of Etsy shops actually do. So this is a very underrated, underused aspect of Etsy that they give you. And it's a really nifty little tool too. I can't talk today, I'm very sorry. So your shop title, Hollie and Boo, I've put here, does it accurately describe what you do? It does. You might want to maybe add like a little tagline. I'm not a designer, I'm not really sure, but what I do know is that people have to see this and go, ah yes, that's that shop that makes, what's it they sell again? Oh yeah, kids clothes. So they have to make sure that your shop name and your logo accurately describes what it is that you sell. Now, obviously you have a tagline here, but is that your business tagline? Is that the promise that you're making to your customers? It's the same with, I'm trying to think of a famous tagline. Oh, McDonald's and I'm loving it. When you hear I'm loving it, or that annoying whistly tune that they do, then you know that is McDonald's. And the same has to be said for your brand, because your brand at the end of the day has to be something that your target market will instantly recognize on social media and the such, you know. Let me have a look. Okay, so let's go down to your number of items. Now you have 36 items. I understand that you're new, and gosh, isn't it a struggle in the beginning of trying to find time for this new venture? I imagine you've probably got a little one at home, maybe that's inspired you to do this. So honestly, isn't it really, really hard to find the time to make things and list them and SEO and all that kind of stuff? Oh, I completely understand. But just going to be blunt, you need more items, because you've had the sales. People want what you have. Give them what you have. Honestly, I would aim to get this number up to 50, then I'd aim to get it up to 100 and above. I'm not saying you have to spend the next few months of your life literally making products, but what I often say is that if you can make gift sets or bundles or change colours or change just a little something on your listings, it means you don't have to go out and make a whole new product, but you can make a whole new listing and therefore change the keywords that are in that listing. That's fantastic. The more listings you have, the more keywords you have, and the more likely you are to be found. I mean, it is true what they say, the more products that you have, the higher the chance is that you will be found on Etsy search. And I must say, when I started off with, I think 50 we're talking 4 years ago now, 5 years ago now. But the minute I hit that 150, 200 mark, my shop exploded, because people, my items were working for me at this point. I didn't have to battle to get every single view. It was a case of my items were well optimized and they're working for me all the time. So definitely the best sort of number to aim for is 50 and then 100 if you can. Also, if you haven't seen it already, I'll list it in the description box below. you're still relatively new, but I have a 30 days to a kick butt Etsy shop workbook, and it's free. So I'll link it below. It's 74 pages worth of information and bits and bobs like that. I do walk through a lot of like good points that I think you would find useful. So maybe just check that out if you can. But in there, I do go into what I call drip feeding products. So what I would always say is to have in your drafts. Now I know the numbers that I'm going to say is going to be, you're going to think I'm mad because obviously you've got this amount of products here. But what I would definitely say is to have a batch of at least 50 items or so that every day or every other day you can publish one of those items. Now again, you can have them as gift sets, or even have a listing for just this hat or just this little cocoon here, or just anything you can do to make more listings. And I would have those in drafts, and then every day, or as I said, every other day, publish one of those drafts. Because at the minute, Etsy is all about recency. They're all about, okay, is this shop, is Holly in her shop all the time? Is she making new products? Is she showing me, in brackets, Etsy, is she showing me that she is putting time and energy and effort into her shop? Because Etsy wants to drive sales to those people and those shops who are putting effort in and who care about their Etsy shop. Because there are a lot of shops out there that throw up 10 to 15 items, get a few sales, and then don't send those items out. They don't care about their shop. They don't log into Etsy ever again. So Etsy has learnt from that, and they're now really taking charge of their recency, and they really want to make sure that you're in your shop most days working on it, whether that's changing a picture, adding a listing, all those types of things. And if you have listings already in your drafts, all you need to do is literally pop on the app, click publish, and away you go. And I must say, when I'm on holiday or when I take a week's break or things like that, that's exactly what I do, and I never see a dip in sales because I'm always listing new things in Etsy's eyes. But enough about me babbling on about that. Colours. Now, just to go back to your branding, I assume this sort of blue colour is your brand colours. What I would recommend is to have like a brand sheet, if you like, and a brand style sheet. And I would always recommend having the codes of the colours that you want to use. So use 2 to 3 colours that represent your brand. So it's the same as like EasyJet. They have that EasyJet orange. You know, when you see that orange colour, and you see even as small as the letter E in their font that they use, you know that that's EasyJet. The same has to be said for you. You have to have a specific colour that represents your brand. And obviously as well, this has to be reflected in all of your branding. So on your banner or things like that. I apologise for my dog barking, by the way. I'm trying to power through. The same with your branding. It has to fit in with your overall aesthetic. Now, I can see you're using like a wooden background, and I will go into this later on. But definitely just make sure that your overall branding and aesthetic is what attracts your target market, okay? All right, now I'm going to head down. Hopefully this worked. It didn't in the last shop I did. Are you gonna ping me down? There we go. Let's have a look at your reviews. I think a lot of shops always cringe when I get to this point. Don't worry. Beautiful, flawless record. Look at that. Fantastic. Fantastic. Well done. Raving reviews. Amazing. So, well, what I was going to say, now this might be helpful to you in the future when your shop blows up, because I believe in you and I 1000% know that if you just work on a few little things that you will make a lot more sales in your shop. And I cannot wait for the day that I click on your shop a few months down the line and I see that you've got 100 sales, 200 sales, 500 sales. Cannot wait. But you are at some point going to get a customer that's not happy, or a customer that doesn't even message you and leaves you a 4-star, 3-star, 2-star, or even a 1-star review. I've been on Etsy shops before where, because if you get under I think it's a 3-star or under review, you are allowed to publicly respond. Now, just be aware that once you publicly respond, the shopper then can't change that review. So obviously make sure that, you know, if you can't work it out with the customer, leave it a few weeks. It's obvious that the review isn't going to get changed. Maybe post a public response, but only if it comes across professional. I can't tell you how bad responses really just repel customers. I mean, I've been into Etsy shops before where obviously the customer and the shop owner fell out over something, not quite sure what, and the shop owner literally swore at the customer in the response, and I immediately went right up here to the cross button and got rid of that shop, because I was thinking, well, I don't really want to get involved with a person like that. So just make sure that if you ever need to publicly respond to a review, just make sure that you're professional about it. Also, what I was going to say as well, oh yes, what I was going to say as well, she forgot. What I was going to say as well is that if you ever get any queries or a customer that it's just, there's something a little bit niggly that they didn't like about the transaction, take it on board, learn from that. You're still relatively new. So just make sure that you really take that on board and you improve, because that little tweak that you make from that one person's review or their comments might just be enough to make more people buy from you. You know, who doesn't want that, eh? So again, talking about your target market, make sure, this is really important, make sure you know who your target market is. Now, I want you to get really specific with this. I want you to have a note, whether it's a Word document or in Google Docs or Evernote or something like that. I want you to have a note where you essentially go through and you talk me through your target market. Now, not me, but you make a note of who your target market is. If you're struggling with this, I will be putting out a video at some point, and as I said before, my 30 days to a kick butt Etsy shop does go through this. But what I would definitely say is, if you're struggling with this, number one, think of a celebrity that is your target market and stalk them on social media. Really get to know them. Get to know what age they are, what job they do, what kind of home they have, you know, whether they're male or female, or, you know, really just get to know them, really delve deep. The deeper you can get with this, the better. Number two is go into a physical store that you know your target market shops at, and go into that store, have a good look around, sit outside and take a good look at the people that are going in and out and seeing what types of products they buy, what type of displays they like, etc, etc. So really just make sure that before you go any further, if you don't know who your detailed target market is, I encourage you to do that as soon as you can, because it will help you so much with social media, advertising, even like I said with making this banner. Honestly, it will help you immensely. Right, your categories. Are they organised well? Now, a lot of people don't know, but these categories are actually SEO. They get ranked in the SEO algorithm. So when you see those shops that have, so for example, they have D space, R space, E space, they don't know, but they are shooting themselves in the foot when it comes to SEO. So just make sure that these are accurately represented and they do the job, which is to separate your shop, which these do nicely. You've done really well here. Maybe just a little idea or off the cuff here. Maybe as a mum, I'd want to, like you've done here, you've given the ages. Maybe that's a good idea. Maybe try it out and see whether or not mums like to just be able to just come in here. You know, like when you go, I don't know, let's say H&M, and you go on their kids bit and they let you sort it by age or size or whatever. I do feel like that would benefit you quite a lot here, rather than just putting dresses and then having to sift through the different sizes. Maybe have them sized here. I'm just going to say straight off the bat, I'm not a mum, I'm not your target market, but I'm just, you know, that is a good thing really, because I can give you ideas without being blindsided by shopping. But I can literally just say to you, right, have you thought of this, this and this? So fantastic. Do they describe what the items are? Yes, they do. Dresses, rompers, accessories, yada, yada, yada. Fantastic. So now we are on to pictures. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up. I'm going to pick a few random pictures because you've got quite an array of different pictures here. Right, there we go. We've got 5. Your pictures, I can see you're going through maybe a bit of a transition with your pictures. I can see that you're learning, which is fantastic. The wooden background, however, now this is completely up to you. I'm just going on what I would say my eye is attracted to. So if I go up here and I type in baby cocoon or something like that, I'm not an expert at all when it comes to babies, but maybe okay, what about, oh, it won't let me go up, so there we go. What about baby dress, maybe? Okay, maybe I'm just not looking for the right things. All I want is a very basic search, like there we go, we found it in the end. So, couple of things with your pictures. This shop here looks a lot like your shop. No, not that one. Why does it not work? There we go. This looks a lot like this shop here. Here we go. I personally don't like it when people put wooden backgrounds because it looks like they've just chucked them on the floor and taken a picture of them, which is not the aesthetics, not the kind of feel that you want your target customer to feel like. They have a precious newborn baby in their lives or a child in their lives. They don't want to feel like they're like the clothes that they're buying them are just going to be chucked on the floor. So just please make sure that maybe think about using a different background. I love this picture. Love this picture so much, but unfortunately the next few pictures look like they are just either put on a work surface or on a floor or something like that. There are lots of shops on Etsy that specialize in making backgrounds, and I can't think of the name of it right now. Maybe it'll come to me later on, but if you just type in photography backgrounds, maybe even I can have a look. Do you know, this is really bugging me now. It's on the tip of my tongue. Photography background. You wouldn't even need a big one, would you? Because your items are quite small, so you wouldn't need. Oh, what's it called? But you get the sort of general idea. Probably not that one. But you get the general idea that you can get some really fantastic backdrops. Maybe that's the word I need to use. Backdrop. Ba-da-ba-ba. Oh, you get what I mean. You can probably spend a lot more time researching this. But even something like this where it's bright, it's minimal, your eye needs to be drawn to the item, not to the background. And going back to that search that I did, my eye just goes to the background on this. I don't even clock this at all, and that's not the mistake I want you to make. This is quite cool, the background that they've used here, but it has to fit in with your branding. Again, this does not attract me. This does not attract me, nor does this. This is just, there's so much going on. This attracts me and this attracts me. Modelled shots are fantastic when it comes to baby clothes because you are aiming at mums, and what do mums like? Mums like to coo and ah, and they love looking at little baby faces with the little chubby cheeks. So obviously this doesn't do anything, this is just a hat, nor does this, but this and this and this, it would get a new mum right in the feels. It would honestly just show off your product so much better. Now, I don't know if you've used a collab group. I imagine you've either used a collab group or you've used a professional photographer. This is amazing though. This picture here, this not so much, but see, that picture is lovely. Amazing. Maybe try and somehow get a picture of that where it's obvious what it, well, I mean, it is sort of obvious what it is. Try putting that as the first picture. You never know. Just give it a go, or make a listing copy and see how you go. But definitely when it comes to baby gear, modelled shots are where it's at, I think, really. But again, I'm not an expert at baby bits and bobs. Again, that picture is a little bit blurry. It's all just little things. It's not obviously, you know, the end of the world, but yeah, it's just good that new mums want to scroll through, and if you're aiming to be a professional, you see this picture here is amazing. The colour, see, this attracted me so much because it's the colour difference from this lovely gentle white knit to this really bold print. This product here is amazing. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if you are selling through these like hotcakes because they're amazing. Maybe your SEO might need some work, but we will get onto that later. So I've just got down here that you need to just make sure that your items are clear. It's clear what they are. That to me is not clear what it actually is. Now again, it could just be because I'm not a mum. I'm pretty dunce when it comes to these type of things. Having this modelled, I assume, is it like a, I don't know, like a mermaidy type get up? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Forgive me for my ignorance, but I think a modelled shot of that would be fantastic. The print is cute. The colours, where it's got the yellow and the blue, they're all fantastically cute, but I think a modelled shot would be even more clear, and it would really just make, because obviously, and people are typing in a search, so obviously go back to this search. If they're doing this on their phone, which at least half of the shoppers are, they're literally scrolling on pictures that are even smaller than what's coming up here. So you have to make sure that it's instantly clear. Best way to do that is having a model shot, because they immediately recognise a human face wearing the item. They know, okay, it's a romper set, it's a dress, it's a knotted cocoon, you know, all this kind of stuff. That's why I love this picture so well, because if this was just laid down flat on a wooden background, maybe, no, that's quite a nice picture actually. Maybe just like that, you'd be a bit like, well, what is that, you know? So yeah, just go with the model pictures where you can. I know that they can be expensive, but I think in the long run, that's the sort of, you want to start out your pictures right, because you don't want to do what I did and end up having 1,600 items. It just ends up, you have to then go through and retake the whole lot. So, I think your items are I think your pictures are quite bright. Maybe brighten them up, like brighten these up a tad more. But obviously, if you're going to retake these anyway, that is so cute. Like, I am all about the rainbow tie-dye. If that was on a model, I'd be so attracted to that. Like, my eyes just go to rainbow stuff all the time. Brightly coloured things are my jam. But honestly, if I'm not sure the kind of way you want to go with your pictures, but maybe focus on getting modelled shots, or focus on getting like a different background or things like that. I love the fact that you do matching nursing pads and things like that. All this kind of stuff, honestly, it really just shows that your items are genuinely handmade, because as you guys know, there are a lot of naughty people out there that say they handmade their stuff, but they don't really. And I love the fact of you are genuinely showing, hey guys, you know, I can make this, I can make that, I can make anything you want to match. And I love that. Fantastic. Now, going back to pictures. So you've got one customer image here. As you grow and as you get more sales, because I know for a fact that you'll go very, very far, you will be getting more and more customer images like this. And I would implore you to use these on social medias. I think you've got Instagram, haven't you? I'll find out. Use these on Instagram, tag the customer, make it into like a little game. You get 10% off if you post a picture of your new baby dress or baby gear on Instagram and you tag me, because that shows social proof. And I did a shop before that, before you, that had some really fantastic customer images that I just wasn't sure if he was using or not. So really, 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 if they are lovely pictures, make sure that you use them. Can I just say as well that this flamingo print is amazing. Flamingos are where it's at. Also, just on the off cuff as well, I've been hearing around some of the Etsy groups that toucans are going to be very in for the next year or so. So maybe just a little heads up about that as well. Have a look for some toucan fabrics and things. Oh, another thing as well, where's the rainbow? This could be really, really nice for pride and things like that. Maybe that could be a keyword for you to pop in there, but I'll explain about that later on. I just thought while it was in my brain, I would just get it out there. Does it show the relative size? Well, yes, it does, especially on the modelled shot. I mean, I don't think you've really got an issue with this, to be fair. I think, it's quite obvious that these are for little people, but the modelled shots obviously show the size of it and all that kind of stuff, so we're doing okay there. Overall, you have to develop your own photography style so that when people are on this search here, they know immediately, yeah, that is Hollie's shop. I know what that shop is. But with the wooden background, as you can see, I've literally just done one scroll of page 1 and there's 5 or 6 pictures that are all using this wooden background. So really develop your own photography style. So for example, if you were this shop here, let's say, you could always use this background here. So then people will be scrolling through and they'll know that that is your shop. So just basically use your target market explanation and just make sure the images just really go through and attract your target customer. So going back to your pricing now, you have a couple of things here that are priced in whole pricing. What I would recommend, I'm just trying to see, what I would recommend that you do is that studies have shown that pricing either with the end 2 digits as 99 or 95, so a couple of pennies under the whole pricing, does convert more. So your conversion rate will probably increase if you put, so for example, you made this £21.99, 95 or anything like that. I even did experiment with doing £21.90 at some point. And I found that did actually do things quite well. So I think as long as you get it under the whole pricing mark here, that would probably work for you very, very well. But definitely revisit your pricing and just try it out on some new listings maybe. But yeah, things like this, just make it $14.99 rather than just a whole £15. So I see you've got free delivery on eligible listings. Let's see if I can have a look and see what so you've got a free delivery with £35 purchase. Now, how's that been working out for you? Put in the comments if that's been working out for you okay. This is completely discretional, up to you, but I have found that with my sales, that as soon as I worked the pricing into the cost of the item, so this price here, that my conversions actually increased because it made the customer less resistant to pressing the buy button or the add to basket button, because there's no other shocks when it comes to the checkout with postage costs and all that type of thing. I don't know, do you know, that's actually one thing I don't know whether that would work or not. What I mean is that when you do a search, let's go back to the search here. Basically, so here you can see you've got 115,366 results under baby clothing set. On mobile, this button here, so the on sale button, is a lot more prominent. It's a lot more in your face, and a lot of people will click on that and they will completely get rid of all the items that aren't on sale or aren't on free shipping. So let's just remove that for a second because that's going on to my other point. So let's get rid of that. But going back to the free shipping, when you add free UK delivery, you have this little green badge, so this here. So I can't see any eligible for, oh yes, yeah, eligible on selected orders. So this may work out all right for you. I've seen a couple of Etsy shops say it didn't work for them. I don't know if Etsy are testing or what they're doing really, but basically this little green badge really attracts people because their eyes are drawn to this and drawn to that. So you then have less resistance when you see that, you know, there's not going to be any other fees added on at the checkout. So going back to how many results there were, I forgot what the number was now. 115,365 results. If I click free UK delivery, that reduces it down to 10,928. If I then click on sale, which goes on to my next point as to why I think you should experiment running a 10% off sale, look at that, 1,874 results. And people do use these. There is a reason why this button here is right at the top here. There is a reason. And my advice to you would be to increase your prices, make them 99 pennies at the end. Increase your prices to a state that you can offer free postage across all orders. Now, with bigger items, it probably wouldn't work, but I'm not quite sure how you package them. But just make sure that you are, you're packaging them in the best way. And if you can package them any cheaper or make them go as like a large letter or a small parcel or something like that, work the postage into the cost here. Make it free UK delivery, and also put a 10% off sale on all the time. I do this in my shop and I found that my sales have definitely increased since I've done this. And when the sale runs out, because I think Etsy only lets you do it for 30 days at a time, I think, my sales go down. As soon as that sale stops, I then literally have to go back onto it and put it back on again. Now, this all depends on your brand and everything like that. But as with a lot of things that you'll hear from Etsy experts and gurus and things, just make sure that you test them on your shops first before you take them as read. So yeah, that's my 2 cents about your pricing and your delivery. Let's go on to SEO. Now, SEO is just one of those things that changes all the time. Etsy's algorithm and their bots and things like that, they are learning all the time. So essentially, Etsy search is pretty well changing every day. So no one knows how the Etsy search works. And if they tell you that they do, they are lying. So just make sure that you test things out. And yeah, I know Etsy has said about the shorter titles. I don't know how that's been working out for you so far. But one thing I can definitely say is that use the Etsy search bar to research your keywords. Use free versions of eRank that used to be Etsy Rank, and use the free version of Marmalade and things like that. Also, Pinterest is a fantastic place to get keywords. Let me just demonstrate. Baby clothes set. Hang on, I can't spell today. Baby clothes set. So you go on to that, and then immediately underneath, it also populates things there, but it also gives you so many keyword ideas here. So you've got shower gifts, outfit, coming home, outfits, things like that. All these things I haven't seen you use in your SEO. I would definitely on this one, this picture is beautiful. I would expand on your SEO. I think SEO is probably your main port of call or thing to focus on really, because I think that your shop is beautiful, and I think that if you just got the SEO side of things down, that honestly your shop would explode. So I don't think there are people literally typing that into the search. I mean, there's handmade baby and toddler leggings. Let's have a look. I don't think you need the handmade bit in there because people are here, they're on Etsy to shop handmade. So, I mean, I would take the handmade bit out of there. Personally, I mean, I'm just going to do a very, very quick run through, but if I was writing this title, I would literally be typing in baby leggings and I'd see what auto populates. So obviously baby leggings is a big thing. I mean, it's got here this plugin as well. It's called Keywords Everywhere and it's a Google Chrome plugin. It's completely free and it's amazing for doing things like this. So you can see here that a lot of people search baby leggings. So putting obviously that in there is fantastic. Now, I know some Etsy SEO experts have said that if someone was typing in handmade, toddler, baby, orange, that Etsy would take these random words from your title and rank you. And they are right to a certain extent, but you won't get ranked very high. Exact matches will always rank higher. So just make sure that when you are doing your SEO, just give it a go. Maybe copy this listing. Don't go and change this if it sells really, really well. And that goes with all of your listings. Make sure that you do not change your best sellers because then you're going to change it and the ranking that you do have or the reason why Etsy likes that listing in the first place will be wiped because you would have completely changed your SEO. But you can see here that baby leggings and hat set, I mean, there's sewing patterns and things like that, which doesn't really apply to you. Leggings and hat. So obviously you can see from here as well that leggings and hat sets are a thing and people are searching for them. So another product idea and keyword idea. But the upshot of it is that you've got handmade baby and toddler leggings orange. Now, maybe you should be looking at things like fruit patterns or satsuma patterns or looking for other ways that your customer is searching for this product. So this could totally be used as a baby shower gift. It could totally be used as a coming home outfit. You know, all these ways that you can describe your item and also what your target market is using to search for the item that you have. So I'm going down to your tags here. Always copy and paste your title in your tags. If you can't fit that long phrase in your tags, feel free to split it up. Vibrant colour, cotton jersey, oranges, print. I mean, I can understand sort of where you're going with it. I just think you need to do some more research as to what your customers are actually using to search for this item. So obviously I mentioned before about this and putting pride and things like that in. Rainbow bits and bobs are really on trend at the minute just because of the pride that's coming around. I think it's either been or it's coming around really, really soon. But also going home outfit isn't in there. We know from Pinterest that, you know, that shower gifts outfit coming home, that those are keywords that your target market is searching for. Baby clothes rainbow. Let's see like what that yields. Don't know. You never know. See, nothing is as vibrant as what you've got. So you're on to a winner because, you know, all these are just like little bits and bobs that are rainbow. Nothing really on there that would spark my interest. But I mean, we could be doing this all day, but I would literally just make sure that you really have a look into how each listing, how a customer looking for that particular listing, how they would be searching for and what sort of what sort of words they'd be using to find your product. At the end of the day, your products are out there. You have to make sure that you shepherd customers to your listing because there are people out there that want this. You just have to put it right in front of their eyes. And that's hopefully what SEO does. So I've mentioned before about eRank. It might be worth having a look. I quite like eRank myself. I use the paid version. Their other tools that they have are fantastic. I did dabble in Marmalade before, didn't really find that their keywords that they came up with or their grades or anything like that were any good. I was a little bit concerned as to where they were getting their information from. I won't go into that too much because they may have changed now, but yeah, I just found that eRank was better and the other tools that they give you are fantastic and useful, so maybe give that a go. You don't have to use the paid version, you can totally use the free version. So as I said before, and I touched upon it, is don't change listings that are performing well and don't change your SEO too often. Now, Etsy has previously said, I don't know where it was, to be fair. I think it was in the handbook at some point, or maybe it came probably from an interview or straight from the horse's mouth somewhere. But I read somewhere that it takes 30 days for your listing SEO to be ranked. So obviously if you're changing it every week or so, you're just completely wiping it and starting the process again. So leave listings for at least 30 days before you judge if the SEO or the SEO changes that you've done are actually working. Delivery times. Yeah, they're fine. I wouldn't say that's out the way. But see, going back to my free shipping, you can completely work £2. You could increase that by £2, put free postage on there, and you know what? I would put money on it that would increase your conversion rates just by doing that. Right, I need to go back to your home page. I've done this a little bit of a stupid way because I keep having to go back into different things. Your about page. Now, let's read more. Okay, cool. So your about page, although you've got a nice little paragraph here, I would 100% make sure that you are putting at least 3 to 4 paragraphs. The more you put in your about section, the more value that adds. At the end of the day, you're a handmade shop, and I think that the more that you put in here, so why you started your brand, how you make your item, well, not how exactly you make them, but just like give them a rough breakdown. Maybe that you only use organic material or something like that. I mean, you've put things like that in here. You've sort of maybe given like a little bit of a breakdown here. But maybe I would just dig deeper with that. You've put a sort of rough about section in there, and that's fine. The more you write in here, the more relevant stuff you write in here, the more value that you add. The same goes with your pictures. I don't want to see product pictures in here. Your product pictures are everywhere. In your shop. In your about section, the pictures that I want to see and what a customer wants to see is your workspace, you and your family, maybe how you store your fabrics, things like that. The place for product pictures is here and in your shop banner at a push. But here I want to see you, I want to see your workspace, and I want to see how you store your fabrics, maybe your sewing machine or something like that. All of that type of thing adds value and makes you different from big box stores like Asda's or Walmart or Mothercare or something like that. I'm not entirely sure of any other baby clothing shops, to be fair, but it just makes you different as opposed to the big box stores. If you can put a video in here as well, so if you can sort of literally film a very short video, it can be on your smartphone, you don't have to go out and buy a DSLR or something like that. You can literally just do a quick video of you talking to the camera, basically explaining this. Honestly, it does go a long, long way to see someone's face talking to the camera and essentially talking to you. And so, yeah, extra brownie points if you put a video in your about section. Now, I've put here about the back end aspect of your shop. So when a customer buys an item from you, there is a capability in Etsy to send them an automatic message. Are you doing that? Are you sending a message to your customer when they buy something from your shop? Just another little nice thing that really reinforces the customer brand experience. I'm going to stalk your socials now because that's what I do. Let's go on to your Facebook. So you've got Facebook and Instagram. I would 100,000 million% recommend you get on Pinterest because, as I've showed you before, there are so many baby clothing pictures on there and you have amazing pictures, like your modelled shots would get so much attention, because as you can see, there is a lot of flat lays. There's not a lot of modelled shots, and modelled shots are what attracts your target market, which is new mums. So definitely, I mean, if you have the time, there's tools and things you can use to pre-schedule your Pinterest post. You don't have to go nuts like what I've done. I mean, I've got some ridiculous amount of pins. Let me show you. I've got 13,500 pins. You don't have to go that nuts, but what I am saying is having some kind of representation on Pinterest would do your brand like so much better. So let's go on to your Facebook page. So yeah, this always pops up. Sharing reviews is amazing. You've got amazing Facebook reviews as well. So you've got a video here, well done. I can't play that because it crashes the software that I'm using to screencast, but fantastic. So you always get really fantastic engagement. What I would say is to just, I mean, you're posting, are you posting a lot? I mean, I'd say you're posting pretty regularly, to be fair. But what I would say as well is, rather than just posting your products for sale, I would also post a little bit more about conversational posts, if you like, about you, about your brand, and other posts that your target market would like. So you could share things like maybe a blog post about how to, I'm not sure, how to get a teething baby to sleep through the night or something like that. Other posts that your target market would be interested in. So let's get rid of that. So yeah, I think overall that's absolutely fine. Insta, let's have a look at Insta. Okay. I think this does just go to show about your pictures, because I think your pictures need to be brighter. I'm finding that this is quite dark and maybe a little bit moody as well. My eyes immediately attracted to modelled shots. That shot there is quite a nice, light, bright, airy shot, and I think it's a lovely picture. The same with that. Obviously, you haven't got a lot of posts on there, so if you're doing this on your phone, as you can imagine, people just scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll with their thumbs. You are getting good engagement. You've got a good following. You don't need to be following this amount of people. I know a lot of people do the follow for follow type thing, but honestly, I wouldn't bother with that. I'm sort of thinking that if someone's gonna follow your Instagram because you followed them, they're not your target market anyway, but I'm gonna follow you. So you've got a different website here. Does that point back to your Etsy shop? I am not sure. The site can't be, oh, okay. Yeah, it does. Okay, I've got my panic then. Fantastic. So that's all fine, because what that does is that if at any point you have your own standalone site, which is 100% what I would recommend you do at some point, then you can point this link back to your own website. Are you using different hashtags for each post? Yeah, you're using good hashtags. You're getting good engagement, I'd say. Amazing. So you're replying to, oh yeah, fantastic. So then doing the customer images suggestion that I suggested a while back, where you offer people a discount or a mention on your Insta if they tag you in a product picture. So i.e. they've bought something from you and they've taken a picture themselves with it on their child and they put it on Instagram and they've tagged you. That will work really, really well for you, because I feel like the more modelled shots that you have and the more customer images that you have, the better you will probably fare. So now the last point for me is I tend to just offer people product suggestions and things like that. Now, obviously, I am not your target market, but I would probably say that maybe personalization would be a good way for you to go. I think that items that you can put names on and dates and things like that are always a fantastic way to go. I think if you're going down the fun and vibrant route, which it seems like you are, especially with sort of this product and that product here, I would completely throw yourself into that. Only use really bright, fun, colourful prints. Like this avocado print is amazing. Like I love that. That is amazing. Honestly, if you made dog clothes, I'd be all over that. But I would probably stay away from the moodier prints and things like that, which I think maybe you are because you're running a sale here. So maybe you are sort of getting rid of some things that don't sell. And that's fantastic to do from the get-go, because you don't want to get to the point that I was, where I had 1,600 listings and had to go through those. You are better off doing it right from the what's the word I'm looking for? Right from the get-go, essentially. Also, doing Mummy and Me headbands and things like that. I do Mummy and Me jewellery, and it has gradually climbed to be one of the things that I sell the most. So if you can make headbands and things and have modelled shots of Mummy and Baby wearing the same colour headbands and the same print, that could be an idea. Definitely make these, I don't know if you do aged. Do you offer size? So you do offer different, okay, that's fantastic. Maybe, I mean, this might be a completely crazy idea and you might think I'm mad, but maybe offering, so for example, this print here, maybe offering like a dog bandana or a dog coat, so baby and dog can match. That could be really fantastic, and also something untapped. I've never seen that before. So that could be a good way to go. So I think I've mentioned about your shop updates, have I? Maybe not. Shop updates are in the marketing tab, then you click on social media, then you click on shop updates. Can't seem to see them on your shop, I'm not sure. Basically, all these people that have favorited your shop, if you put a shop update up, the next time they go on their Etsy homepage, that particular picture that you've posted will be at the top of their feed. So shop updates are a really good untapped way to go and way to bring your shop back to people's attention. So I'm sorry that ran on for so long. I hope you got some value out of this. And yeah, I just think that a few little tweaks and your shop will explode and you will go far. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Like this video if you haven't already, and I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel. See you soon, guys. Bye.